Proud of You is a parenting advice podcast and support group for dads hosted by two goofy dads. They are not pediatricians, nutritionists, OBGYNs, psychologists, nor are they authorities on parenting. They're just two dinguses trying to figure it all out. Their advice should not be taken as expert information. Parenting looks different for everyone, and there's no wrong way to be a dad. Frankly, if you're taking the time to listen to a podcast about it, you're already doing a great job. And these dads are proud of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Derek, what's drip mean?
Okay, so drip, I know it's like kind of like
Yeah, stylish, looking good. You got that drip
and everything. What you wear, yeah. What you jewelry,
but specifically
clothes.
like good, right? Like
Yeah, obviously, like this is not my drip because
Yeah.
it's a fucking tank top. Obviously, saying that just sounds so wrong in my fucking
what's
mouth.
what's a bop?
Fucking no, like a bop sounds like I'm just fucking.
Nah, it's like a good song. Like this is my bop. This is my jam. Just
No,
yeah.
it's my jam.
So that's what's funny to me is I was going through this list as a millennial and going like, okay, bop, that means jam. Fam, that means bro. Like there's fam.
That's it? But I wouldn't call a female my bro.
Would you call a female your fam?
No, I wouldn't call anybody
Oh.
my fam.
Not even your family? That's rude.
No, I'd be like, this is my family.
Fucking, all you need is the goddamn Stitch voice for that. This is my family. He's small and
Yeah,
broken, but good.
Yeah, see, but like, no, but okay, so I feel like, okay, so maybe I can see where bro comes in because you're like, hey, fam, what's up? Like,
Exactly. That's you.
But like to me, fam is more like dude being very gender neutral. Like you're a dude, she's a dude, they're a dude.
I don't know. I think. I mean, admittedly, potentially problematic, but I definitely used bro as a unisex term for years. Like,
A lot of
what's up,
people
bro?
did, but like, bro, people's bro is like my dude. Yes, I use the word bro, but we're all
Yeah.
dudes.
I will
Everyone.
I will
we're
die on the
dudes.
hill that dude is a gender neutral term. Bro
Yeah.
is definitively short for brother, which is a very gendered term, and yet I have called many chicks my dude.
My bro. We're talking
Oh, yeah.
bro.
Bro. My dude, my bro. My dude bro.
All right. Oh, we're gonna jump into some '80s
Ooh.
slang here. Okay.
Break out your hair metal.
Dude, I feel like this is great music, by the way. Stuff that we used and we no longer use terms. Okay. Gag me with a spoon.
Gag me with a spoon.
Gag me with
What a
spoon.
like I feel like I've only ever heard that in like bad 80s commercials specifically.
I remember growing up and hearing
Yeah.
that. And after what? Pretty much late 90s, you don't hear it again. I want to say, so if this says
Yeah.
80s,
No, for sure.
yeah, so non-surfing teenager. No, I thought it said
A non-surfing
skipping
teenager? What a weirdly
no,
specific
It's
thing.
because no. I scrolled down because gnarly is it says non-surfing teenager. I didn't realize I'd scrolled down so far. So 90s people still use that, and then after that nobody used it anymore. Gnarly. I feel like gnarly is very 60s.
It's very 60s, 70s. I also still say gnarly today in 2024, but probably as an outdated old man who was raised by people from the 60s and 70s and 80s.
Here's an interesting one, and like I only know, see, eat my
Oh, yeah.
shorts. While the Simpsons helped popularize the phrase, it was actually coined by another defining cultural landmark by the decade, The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, so here's the thing, though. If there's a line in a show, and then 3 years later that line shows up, or if there's a line in a movie, and then 3 years later that shows up as like an iconic repeated phase in a TV show, and nobody really remembers it being said in The Breakfast Club, and everybody and their mom heard it on The Simpsons for 30 years. Sorry.
Because The Simpsons came out in 1989.
Sorry, Bender.
So
you didn't coin that one for us.
same artist or same guy. You know.
Are you saying that Bender and Bart Simpson are the same guy?
No, I'm talking about was it the creator of it? Of The Simpsons and Futurama?
Oh, dude, I'm talking about Bender from The Breakfast Club, not Bender from Futurama.
I've never.
You've never seen The Breakfast Club?
I never watched it.
Stop the podcast. I know what we're doing tonight.
No, I mean I've seen spoof movies like based off of it. I've never seen it.
We need to remedy that soon. Anyway, please continue.
Here's a good one. So I'm going to say it, but I'm going to tell you the first line of what it says: homeboy, homegirl, home buddy.
Home buddy?
The word.
I'm using home buddy
started.
from now until the day I die.
So it means someone who grew up in the same town as you. We are not homeboys. No. Okay, that's.
So
the word homeboy goes back to the 80s, but technically the 1880s.
That's wild.
That fucking
so
weird, right?
it's funny. Homegirl is a term that I use far too often.
I feel like
specifically, I had Austin, if you're watching this, one of my roommates in Los Angeles was a guy who I love dearly, but he was just one of those dudes who, like, you did stuff and he would do things and everybody around him would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what a choice. What are you doing? How high are you right now? Right?
So he's a
he's a space cadet. So we started calling him Homegirl because we were like, Homegirl, what are you doing? Right? Like, jokingly. But then that has just become my, like, man who is kind of dumb insult. Like, oh, well, homegirl, you're trying way too hard. Yeah, no, I do it to you all the time. Have you not noticed that I only do that when I'm questioning what you're doing? I'm like, oh, homegirl, don't do that.
I'm being dumb all the time, so I never realized it. But now I know.
Don't you worry, because I will never call you homegirl again, because now the term home buddy has entered my lexicon, and home buddy is such a good word. Hey, home buddy. That sounds like a Homestar Runner sketch.
Yeah, way to fucking take it back to the early days of the fucking internet. God, that's still a website, by the way.
So,
I don't know who still
what's a
watches
big
it.
yikes?
I feel like a big oopsie. Like, oh, no, that's bad.
It's something so embarrassing.
So
it's a big oopsie, a big yikes. A term that I use way too often, low-key.
I'm worried for you. That's why am I drawing a blank? I know what it means.
It's hard to put words on low-key, right? If you're, like, low-key into something, it means, like, you're into it, but you wouldn't necessarily admit that you're into it, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't tell anybody, like, hey, I'm like a low-key into magic.
I don't have a Magic the Gathering bumper sticker on my car, but I'm low-key into magic. Flip that. High-key, which is much less often used, I feel like. High-key is the opposite of low-key. High-key, I think, is a distinctly, like, Gen Z phraseology. They're like, oh yeah, I'm high-key into Taylor Swift. Like, obsessed. Over the top. Love it.
At no point in my internet career have I ever heard that term.
Maybe your internet career needs a glow up.
Glow up, I know, is like like the drastic change for improvement
Yeah.
that somebody or something
Drastic change
went
from
through.
bad to good.
And I only
Also,
okay, so
what's funny about so the term glow up is a drastic change from bad to good, or improvement, or wildly more physically attractive.
okay, so I saw this phrase yesterday. It was a meme. So have you ever seen We're the
Yes.
Millers? That fucking really nerdy kid in that
Yeah,
movie said somebody needs to, whatever the fuck his name is, someone needs to study the glow up of his mane because like super fucking weird nerdy kid in that movie, and now actually a super
Oh
handsome
yeah,
dude.
that's the Neville Longbottom effect. The kid who played Neville in Harry Potter,
Yes.
who is like this awkward, gangly 11-year-old. 9 years later, when they released the final movie, was just like an insanely attractive person, because everybody throughout that movie just went through puberty, and there was no like guarantee of who was gonna stay awkward.
Yeah. So, man, I wish I had a glow up. I don't. I just look terrible my whole life.
Maybe our podcast needs a glow up.
From bad to good. Yeah, it does. We've got one listener according to Goody. We need two.
What does it mean when an argument is based?
That one I never did understand because our friend Matt used to use it a lot. He doesn't use it anymore. And I was like, what the fuck are you trying to tell me? I have no idea what you're saying.
Based means like well-founded, or like on the correct side of the issue, right? So like if somebody is arguing a point and they say like a thing that you agree with, you'd be like, oh, like that's a based opinion, right? Like they're right. That is correct. Yeah.
Really? I have not heard it
You're
used in that
you're
way,
just questioning everything that Matt's ever said was based, because he was probably using that term ironically.
Probably because he's out.
100%. But well, and that's one of those things,
Oh,
dude.
God.
These are and this has happened to me over time, right? I am notorious for saying something that is a popular colloquial shorthand for something, and I will say it ironically, making fun of the people who use it. And I'll do that for so long that it becomes part of my vocabulary. This started with people who say JK, like instead of saying just kidding, being like JK. I used to make fun of people and be like, oh JK, and now I do it uncontrollably and I can't stop. And that is carried for 15 years now. Your big one was what? YOLO? Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes sense, like, because as I get older, I'm like, fuck, man, like, I gotta do something with my life.
But do you
like,
use YOLO genuinely, or do you use YOLO solely ironically the way that I do, where it's like, hey, what do you want for dinner tonight? YOLO pizza. Like,
no, I want to say kind of falls in between.
there you go.
But I still use it, YOLO. I put it at work. I used it for one of the things like, hey, look at what I need you to focus on. YOLO. Like, can you make this work? I don't know.
So one that I found that was listed as a like Gen Z slang term that caught me off guard. Camp.
Like when you go outdoors and you pitch a tent.
So here's the thing that I think is funny about this. You throw a Y on that, and it's how the term was used in the 90s. Campy. It's like something that is ironically trendy, right? So like Crocs are camp, because everybody knows that Crocs are the ugliest shoes in the world. But they are. They're super comfortable. Don't get me wrong. Like from a pragmatic stance, I will die on the hill of Crocs being comfortable and wonderful and incredible utility shoes.
Nope.
Flip those bitches into sport mode, and you can use them to ruck 100 miles. Anyway, but they are like ironically trendy, right? Like they're the pugs of shoes. They're so ugly that they're cute. Uh, they're
the Uggs of the new generation.
Fair enough. But like they're like ironically trendy, and that's like campy, right? Like campy. I don't know. I feel like that term was used a lot more in the 90s for like campy horror films that are like not really horror. They're kind of funny. Campy clothing. No? Did it miss you in both generations?
Yeah, somebody who grew up in the late 1900s, I have no idea.
Late 1900s. God, that makes me feel old.
And you fucking deserve it. Oh shit. All right, let's get to the 90s, because that's where we're at. Like, you and I grew up in the 90s. I was born in 89 and you were born in like 95.
I am not that young, but thank you for cutting my age down.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching? Money? Like cash?
Money. The shiznit.
Oh.
Which I feel like wasn't a 90s term, but apparently
that's just the shit for people with very Christian parents.
Talk to the
because the face ain't listening.
Yeah, like,
hey, don't talk to me.
I
don't want to hear it.
I'm done talking. Like, I'm walking away. Okay, so this one, the number one on the list. So apparently there's more to what it says, and I've never heard of it. It's all that.
And a bag of chips?
Yes. Where the fuck does the bag of chips come from? Because it just says all that. Like, who cares about a bag of chips?
But that's the like extra level, right? Like, oh, it's all that and a bag of chips. No. Yeah.
Growing up, I've never heard that. I know what all that is.
So all that and a bag of chips is on par with everyone and their mother.
Or extra, but bougie?
Yeah. I mean, I guess extra is just the Gen Z like shortening things.
All that is extra, and a bag of chips is bougie.
No, you're horribly misusing bougie there.
No, bougie is...
Extra is over the top. So, like, if something is bougie, extra is a step above bougie. I think that
extra is just like...
I think the difference is that bougie is typically associated with things that are classy, and extra is associated with things that are unnecessary.
Yeah. So us as middle class men, we do things that are extra. Okay.
I mean, I do things that are bougie.
Tomorrow,
I don't know what you're talking about. I live a very bougie life.
You know what? I don't. Clearly, I am not. I am not with the times, because not is number 7 on this list. Not.
Oh,
you remember Borat?
Yeah, that's true. And not.
Yeah, except Borat came out in the 2000s.
Well, yeah, but Borat was Borat as a whole was a satire. But I feel like there were a lot of like. That was a definitively 90s thing, like Psych. Oh, I love that. Psych! It's lame!
God, I hated that shit growing up. I hated it so much. Because my brother used to do that shit to me.
Yeah.
And then, if something is fly.
So fly, like a white guy.
Was this fucking, was it Offspring? Yeah. Oh, that's pretty fly for a white guy.
It's cool. It's happening. It's hip.
Yeah. Let's see, Fly. If you wanted to describe an attractive person in the 90s, Fly was a reliable choice. Yeah. No, Fly was cool.
I think it trended both. I think that depended on what part of the subculture you were a part of. Because, like, a fly chick was very attractive, but, like, a dude being fly meant that, well, in the 90s, it meant that he could rollerblade really good.
That's true. And then the big one?
Whatever. I feel like, I don't know. That's not slang in my mind, and I guess it was at the time, but, like, that's just a word. Like,
You need to be nicer to your brother. He said you tripped him at school again today. Oh, so this says, whatever, Mom. So it wasn't used
Yeah.
as like Valley
No,
Girl, California, like we
I
know
mean,
it.
it distinctly is that. It's just like, whatever. Like, I don't care about that thing that you're saying. Right?
Nobody ever does.
Yeah. Thanks, one listener.
Just kidding. All right, what else you got for me? Because again,
I was gonna say, I think we've gone through a lot of these. Slay.
Shit, like when you ask me these questions, like I know, like Slay is like,
Yeah,
get
like,
it.
you killing it. Get after it. You slayed.
There we go, killing it.
Man, we talk. Oh, sheesh. Really?
Why would it?
Sheesh. You're
Why would
not. My
anyone
arms
talk to
aren't
me
in
like
here.
that?
Sheesh is like just a way to hype your friends up. This is like the quintessential Gen Z thing. How have you not?
No, it's okay.
These are the
so
TikToks that don't make it to
apparently-
Facebook, apparently.
Apparently, so my 13-year-old son does not talk like this, so
Yeah,
I
that's true.
have no
That's true.
idea. And if he does, he at least doesn't do it in my fucking house. Sheesh sounds like a you go girl.
No, that's exactly what it is. Like, sheesh. Like, you're doing great. Keep it up. Word.
Word.
I was
I
gonna say there's
hard
90s.
time.
What does it mean when something slaps?
It's good.
Yeah,
I like it. You
It
enjoy
slaps. What does it mean when something's bussin'?
It does not mean the
It
exact
means the exact same fucking
thing.
thing. Yeah, no, 100%. Slaps and bussin' are pretty much synonymous. What about when something is sus?
I mean, I only know that because of shit. What's that game that came
Among
out a couple
Us.
years ago?
Yeah.
Among Us. That one, yeah, suspicious.
Again, Riz is charisma, sus is suspicious. It's just a shortened version of a word.
Our generation of kids is fucking lazy. That's all it is.
What would I be saying if I said that somebody was mid?
Mid is like, I see, again, another one that I've heard kind of different variations of it. Like, you're boring. Like,
The name's right there on the tin, man.
Yes.
It's middling. It's average. It's just like, it's not great. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's mid. It's right there in the middle.
so stupid. I hate this. I hate this.
Oh man, what else is on this list? So dank came up a lot on the Gen Z list, and I feel like the term dank has been around way longer than Gen Z.
That is our generation.
I feel like that's before our generation. I feel like people were
Yeah,
talking about
you know.
dank kush in the 60s.
Yeah. They're just coming back around.
What does it mean if you were ghosted? Or if you ghosted someone?
Somebody just either you disappeared or somebody else
They
disappeared.
just stopped talking to you.
Like you were talking to somebody, gone. And I use that terminology when I talk to recruiters because hey, we're having a good conversation. I'm going to get you this job. Boom, nothing. It goes.
It's terrible. Ghosted you. They didn't love you enough to give you a job.
Rips.
I was gonna say also in terms of recruiters, but that's just my wild narcissism. Bet.
Like pretty much like you want to bet. Like we use the terminology you'll want to bet or wanna bet, and they just took the wanna out. Like oops, I'm hitting my mic over here. Again, they just shortened shit that already existed.
100%. What does it mean if I say you want to catch these hands?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to fight? Like you want to throw
I feel like
hands?
it's funny because I feel like that's. So when I was going through this list, catch these hands was one that kind of caught me off guard because that is a newer, I guess, way of saying like, do you want to fight? But it doesn't feel like it. And I feel like that was something that was around when we were younger, but I don't ever remember people saying that like when we were, I don't know, trendy, 18 to 25.
maybe when you were, I was never trendy. Let's be honest. But no, like you're like, yeah, no, it's throwing hands, like,
Yeah.
the hands. Obviously, I'm not a fighter, so anybody actually watching to this point of our video, don't judge
Derek
my
out here
fighting.
dog paddling in a fist fight.
No, it's because my screen is this big, so trying to make a point at this big of a window doesn't make sense. Anyways, you're throwing hands, catch these fists. It's all the same shit.
One that, again, okay, this is the last one on my list, and this is one that I've never heard used casually. 8, or saying that something eats.
You put food in the mouth.
So apparently, it means that you did something well, or something looks really good. So, like, if I say, like, those genes eat, that means, like, those genes look really good on you. Or if I say, like, you ate while you were dancing, it means, like, you did that really well. I've never heard a human say this term.
Okay, so I wish I could, I'm going to try to double flag this because I don't think you're using that right. So I want to make sure that we post this.
Yeah.
Somebody could correct. Like,
somebody fix this, because Urban Dictionary is lying to me. I don't believe that 8 means looks good or did something well. Not a chance.
For one, you're going to Urban Dictionary.
I mean, I was cross-checking against the list because this came up. This came up on 3 different, like, Gen Z, Gen Alpha slang lists with similar definitions of, like, to eat means to do something well or to look good, and I was like, who's saying these words?
Yeah. So again, enter TikTok, enter Instagram, wherever the fuck I decide to post this. Let us know how to use eat 8, or is it just?
I mean, either way. Eat is
Okay.
Eat is like currently happening. 8 is past tense. In the same way that I
just didn't know
eat dinner or I ate dinner last night. I don't understand this slang.
You can interchange that. Yeah. The only one I got for you that I hear in my household is OP.
Overpowered.
That is the only slang that is in my household from a 13-year-old boy who goes to public.
Because you got a gamer boy.
Yeah, so thank God that is the worst that I have to deal with.
Give it a couple of years, he'll be a simp, which is also slang term.
Which I know that one because I'm not gonna say.
I don't.
I want to so bad. It is a person that we both know that could.
I know exactly who you're talking about. There is one more on my list. Ironically, because I said simp, it made me think of this. Stan. Like, we stan this or we stan that. I'm going to stand. I hate this term, and I hate this term for multiple reasons. It means, like, I really like that thing, right? If you're like, oh, like, we stan Taylor Swift, it means, like, I'm a big fan of Taylor Swift. Here's the thing that bothers me about this term, because I've heard this term used. I've heard this term used very casually, very often. It's a distinctly, like, current 18-year-old slang. The term stan is a truncation of stalker and fan. So you're, like, obsessed with a thing. But specifically, all of the definitions are, like, obsessed but not in a creepy way. And I'm like, if you're obsessed with something but not in a creepy way, why did you truncate stalker into your term for it? Because that's creepy. Yeah.
That's
100%. Because of how it's used, I always thought what you said, right? Like, we stand for that, right? Like,
yeah, throw that D in there.
We stan it.
No, I'm never. Then again, I'm old, so I'm never.
We're never using half of these terms.
No, I'm using none of them. Literally.
I mean,
0.
you use a lot of the ones that we went over from the 60s, 70s, 80s.
No.
You're a nice oldies station of colloquial slang.
I'm gonna go listen to AC/DC after this. You know,
there you go.
maybe some fucking Rolling Stones.
Love it.
I'm aging myself.
Love it. Well, thanks for listening to this ridiculous rambling of slang terms. If we missed anything, throw it down in the comments below, or better yet, when Derek inevitably posts some of this on our short form content, oh man, I just completely lost the word because I'm that disconnected. Respond to us.
Reply, make a comment down
Yeah,
below.
no. Duet. Thank you. Duet us on TikTok.
Oh, I think it's called. Fuck! I just.
It's 100% duetting.
Stitch it.
Yeah, stitch it, duet it, whatever you want. But like, share our content.
God, we are terrible. At
Yeah,
this game.
I am not good at modern social media as much of it as I consume. But yeah, please get the word out there, because we're trying to reach as many people as we can. We talk about it every week, but it's a hard world out there getting a podcast off of its feet, and we've been doing this for a little while, and we would love to share our knowledge and our goofiness with more people. If you have any suggestions for future videos, let us know. If you have any suggestions for slang we should or shouldn't use, let us know. Or
if you want to be on this podcast and just shoot the shit with us for an hour, let us know.
No cap. I broke.
Damn it! You fucking would.
Anyway, until next week, I'm Andrew Goody.
And I'm Derek.
And we are proud of you. Sheesh!